For me, I'm beginning to kind of start homesteading. I don't have a large homestead by any means, but I have a small patch of land, and I've got about 20 chickens. And my wife and I did a garden this year, and we didn't quite get a fall garden going. We missed our window, unfortunately. But I've really found that being close to the land has greatly impacted my faith. I feel like the Lord has taught me a lot through working and toiling with my hands. And I do believe that there is something biblical about actually getting out and putting your hand to the plow, so to speak. Now, I'm curious, do you feel like um, the relationship between your homestead and when you guys were living in Phoenix and in a more metropolitan area, do you feel like you've really had a revitalized experience with your faith as you've moved to North Carolina and started homesteading?
That's a good question. I think more so for me, just, I grew up in Phoenix, but I was born in Scottsdale, and just, go to work, come home, mow the lawn, make dinner, rinse, lather, repeat, and just, more or less going through the motions, and here, we say every day we get to wake up to a postcard. We get to see and experience the weather changes and the seasons changing. You can hear the rain coming up over the mountain as it rolls in, and just, seeing nature like that, it just furthers your belief in the Creator and the gifts that we have. So for me, it's definitely brought me closer to God, I think. And I don't.
Well, you're happier too.
Well, I'm happier too.
Yeah.
Well, and I also retired. After 30 years of banking, with all the things going on, and living through 2008 and what happened to the stock market and all that, I said, I got to get my money out of my 401k. So I went to my employer, and they're like, "Well, you can't have it." I'm like, "What do you mean I can't have it?" Well, you're not allowed to have it as long as you're employed. Well, here's my 2 weeks then. So I retired and took that out and paid off as much of the homestead as we can. We've still got a little bit of debt that we're working on. We're trying to get debt free so that we don't have to worry about that. And yeah, definitely much happier.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
and for
awesome.
me, I don't know, the more I learn about nature and permaculture and God's design, the closer I come to it, the more I'm in awe of it. Cause it's like, how do you, like, when you go through permaculture, and anybody can actually YouTube this, there's actually patterns that we see in nature, and it's in us, it's in, plants and animals. And Jeff Lawton does a really good job of explaining that. He does a video on YouTube called Patterns that people that aren't in permaculture can look up. And I'm like, I don't know how you don't see these patterns in nature and see how everything works together, and don't say there's a creator, there's God. And we marvel at it every single day. I mean, like, we're blessed enough to live in one of the most beautiful places in the world. And we get to wake up every day to that beauty. So, and like you said, I don't think we're meant to be in an office, 8 to 10 hours a day with no sunshine, or no, not being in the ground in, big concrete cities. I just don't think, soul wise, I don't think we were meant for that. Yeah. So I think we're meant to be more, like you said, when your hands are in the dirt, or being outside and appreciate. I think that's what we're really meant to be.
Yeah.